Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bone, Blood, and Blade, our Legend of the Five Rings story. I am the Ravenous Harkon. My name is Will, and I will be your storyteller this evening. And last we left off with our group, as it has been some time. We opened up with them encircling a creature that was in the young woman that they had found dead. The lower half was that of a spider, but the upper torso was like almost an androgynous person being created. And unlike what they dealt with in the past, they warned Aguro that it is in fact the same type of shape changer. And they asked one of the lion messengers to come forward, and they sent her to set up a meeting with the village daimyo. They had the Kuni manipulate the upper torso to antagonize the Soshi, and we got to see the Kuni sever the two halves of the creature. Uh, they saw her perform some of the surgical necessities to try and figure out what this thing is. And after investigating it, it looked like the spider creature was eating the child uh, in the embryo itself. Um, when he mentioned looking over the notes that Seizo took to see if there was any correlation, and they saw that the kanji above the tent was for the word pain. When the lion girl returned, she mentioned that the daimyo would like to see them now because of an issue he believes they can help with. The associate made a note of the phrase used to activate, quote unquote, the Crane Shugenja for the protective kind of rites that they would go into because of Doji's past with these kind of creatures. Uh, they also tried to warn the Scorpion Shugenja about what to expect. Uh, and then they mentioned that these things have queens like bees. A guru gave Doji an apple before they left, and they arrived at the magistrate building to see the place in a state of shovelment. They saw that all the magistrate guards were gathered there, and that the Daijoji was ordering people around. She has them follow her to a side bedroom where an Ashigaru soldier had been posted to keep people out, and she showed them that the daimyo's younger brother was found crucified with a spear tip at the wrist, at each elbow, at each shoulder, on either side of his hips, on each knee, and at each ankle, and that he had also had his privates removed. Uh, One of them mentioned that there was a servant girl that found them like this, learned that she was about 26 years old, that he was about 26 years old. Um, Mori noticed that a particular angle of the blood on the ground beneath him formed the kanji for gold or money, and the doji noticed there was almost no blood from the spear tip wounds, and he also noticed that there were no markings on the body or any webbing residue. Aside from being 2 feet off the ground, it appeared like he was placed there. The Tamori let loose a strange theory about the spiders using human reproductive organs. Uh, the Soshi ended up calling forth a small ember of fire onto a scrap of clothing and offered the fire kami some paper as well to treat him for his information. And they saw the smoke etch itself into the rice paper wall that leads to the outside garden, where it showed them that what it saw before burning the kanji for time into the corner torch, where it dove back into its little home. It looked like the younger brother was about to bed a female. They saw the passion and the sudden tendrils that erupted from the feminine backside. They appeared soft and curved, but quickly turned to hooked and barbed and bladed tips that tore into him. And they saw the woman was more like smoke and mist, and how the creature that stabbed each spear tip into the man was not human. They noticed that the panel etching showed no exit for the creature, and that's when Doji stepped outside and summoned some servants. The servant that found him, Tamori pushed the katana scabbard into the brother's neck and cracked it forward, but they didn't find any of the usual marks from the other shape changers they had fought in the previous village. It did look like three scratch marks leading down his back. Looked like they should have drawn blood, but there was no blood against the wall or pooled, besides the one that the bit of blood that kind of etched out the symbol. The Seppun guard came in, destroyed the wall to the room. The doji reported the events to the Mia, and taking full responsibility for letting the monster that killed his brother get away, they felt that he felt the daimyo on the side of his face, urge him to make whoever did this to his brother suffer, as justice is second to vengeance, quote unquote. They were told that they would make whoever did this, whoever messenger, that they would write a messenger in the morning, and that he was free to pull from any of the students or mentors gathered in the city. The Soshi used a spell to communicate with the creature they fought off and had it appear before him, pulling from the shadows to form a humanoid shape out of his own shadow, an almost copy of him that replaced his wakizashi with its own. Um, they left Mori to their own devices, which is usually a bad idea. And they summoned an Edda to help with the body. There's a couple new magisterial Eddas that were brought in, not the couple that they had gotten friendly with. But nothing new was discovered there. They escorted Aguro out into the hall as he was getting sick of all the visuals in the room. They saw the stomach deflate as the Edda began to cut into the body, and they noticed that there were no organs left in the little brother's body. Um, the Edda also revealed that the genitals were ripped off, not cut off or chewed off. And that's when they realized that they were pulled through his anus. Um, Tamori definitely saw a new side of Doji when he walked in on them and the crime scene, and when the Soshi came back and shared some of what he learned, that there's a site where they might be coming from. They mentioned that there might be ruins around the village, and that getting there would require a guardian, but they might have to enter the ruins to deal with these creatures. Once all the information was shared, they theorized that they have to kill to earn their that these creatures have to kill to earn their place in society. Tamori and Doji noticed that the Soshi's Wakizashi was in a different location, and he also cast a spell to discover its properties, and he learned that it is a cursed object, but that it is also a key, and that it is meant to unlock one of the Black Scrolls, and that the Wakizashi was forged in the Shadowlands. The only difference they noticed is that the Suba guard is gold now. Doji also realized that it matched the guard of one of the killer's weapons, and they established that the temple sits on the north end of town at the forest line, and that the ruins are west past the river. Doji told the Edda to prepare the body for a proper burial / pyre at the temple the next day, and he also told Aguro to meet them at said temple in the morning with their friend the Kuni. We left off with Doji heading off to rest, Soshi going back to his encampment, and Mori staying behind to keep digging at the crime scene. So let's welcome our familiar faces back, as it has been some time. Let's pick up with Mori, since that seems to be the most interesting angle right now. Uh, what do you think you're looking for in this crime scene that you haven't already found?
Well, it feels like we find weird things every single time.
Sure.
I honestly, I'm not really sure, but at this point, Samori's already started. So to give up now would be just like useless.
So you think that they're definitely trying to.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mori is like, there is something here. 1000%
Okay.
going for it.
Sure. Uh,
What should I roll for to see if there is actually anything here?
let's have you roll your investigation.
Investigation.
Oh, that's not-
Oh. Oh.
oh,
I could get used to these rolls.
oh
I
yeah.
really could.
You're
Yeah.
starting to roll higher than 10. Oh,
That
Yeah.
is so unlike you. I don't
31.
understand.
Listen, we could compliment. All right, we could.
That,
You
well,
know
hold
what?
up.
Here's a problem.
Yeah, that's new
Now we've given
territory.
them enough time. we've given them enough time to learn how to hack Roll20.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Did you hack the Matrix? Did you
Maybe I
did
seduced
you
it.
hack the Gibson? The throwback to a little hackers deep cut.
Oh, sorry, I'm not that old.
Oh.
Anyways, I rolled a 31,
Yeah,
so
you rolled a
you're welcome.
31. Yes. I mean, it's not for me. It's for you. Um. So you're looking around. They've taken the body down. The Edda, not as talkative as the ones that you're used to. These guys are all business. Um. But as you're looking around, you wonder where all these spirit tips could have come from. Um. Where the blood could have been taken. You're trying to break open the case as much as possible. Um, and as you're sitting there, having the Edda touch things for you, having the Edda kind of move things around so that
Question.
yeah,
It's been a long time. Is this my favorite Edda?
it is not. No, I told you that these are the Imperial
They're
Edda,
different.
the Magisterial
Okay,
Edda.
all right.
So
Okay.
yeah,
I
they're
Oh,
forgot.
so it's not the Eddas I'm desperately wanting to kill.
no,
Got
Yeah,
it.
my favorite. So I was
no.
like, hey, whatever, man.
Hey, forget about it.
I like that one.
Yeah. No, these are very, very cordial, very respectful. Like they don't look at you. Every time that you ask them to do something, they bow low and they say yes, samurai, and they rush to it, regardless of whatever they're doing.
I mean, it does make them feel a little bit like regal and boastful, but at the same time, like, Edda number one will always have
Oh,
Tamori's heart.
of course. um, and you see as they collect the spear tips and put them in a basket, the moment that the last spear tip hits the bundle, it becomes this black mass and it starts
Ooh.
to crawl out of the basket towards the window, and you see they fight every fiber of their being that wants to scream, every instinct of fear that they are born with, um, because you are in the room with them, and so they are
The Edda or the Black Mask?
the Edda.
Oh, okay.
The Edda are just frightened to the very core, but they refuse to uh, show any kind of weakness in front of you.
What shape is the mask?
It's just like a slug, and it's just it contracts and extends and contracts and extends as it's trying to get out towards the window.
Okay. Is it on the floor or is it on the wall?
No, it's on the floor.
Okay, cool. So it's away from the Edda. The Edda's not near it right now, right?
No, and they're backing away from it.
Cool. Mori puts their sleeve on top of their mouth and goes to violently step on it.
Okay. There is a shriek of pain that is not verbal. It is
Okay.
psychic. Like you hear it in your mind more than you hear it in your ears.
Okay.
And you can see that the Edda can hear it as well. But you see that both of them just kind of try to cover their ears, and then you see these two kind of cones of blood as their eyes pop and they fall forward dead.
Oh.
So the slug is all the way dead.
The slug is dead, but so are the Edda.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, the wrong Edda.
Hey, at least it wasn't my favorite. Now I'm happy that it
Oh.
was there.
No, actually, at least it wasn't you.
Yeah.
That's true as well. I
Yeah.
mean, that's also true. Okay, so Mori is definitely thoroughly confused.
Mhm.
I'm assuming there's blood everywhere.
No,
No?
You expect there to be just this kind of black sludge from the impact of your heavy foot coming down on this thing. And instead, as you pull your foot up, there's tendrils of this sticky leftover, but in its place, you see just a little sliver of what looks to be obsidian.
Okay. I'm not gonna touch that.
Man, you are learning.
I am learning, but also, I mean, I had a shoe on, right? Like I wasn't
I'm
there.
so proud of you.
Yeah, you have a shoe on.
And then, okay, so, and it didn't go anywhere near my mouth or my face, right?
It did not.
Cool. This literally just reminds me of the part in Spirited Away when all the soot sprites, like the thing is like crawling away, and they're like, ah, I don't know if you know. Okay, but anyways.
Yeah. Great movie.
It's a good reference.
Okay, so now Mori has to figure out what the fuck to do next because that was unexplained. But
Yeah,
should I go to
there's
Toshi,
definitely
or should I go
something
elsewhere?
supernatural happening here in the city.
Yeah. I saw that with the slug and the all connected.
Good.
Cool.
I want to make sure that your conspiracy board has every single fact on it.
Okay, I wonder if there's a way for me to pick up the obsidian without picking up the obsidian, or like getting rid of it, or like throwing it out the window or something. Hold on. I'm thinking.
Yeah. Think about it. Because now there are 3 dead bodies in the room.
Yeah. Would it help if I buried the obsidian? Would that help at all?
Where would you want to bury it? You're on the 2nd floor.
I don't know, man. I'll throw it out the window and figure it out from there. I was thinking of literally grabbing both of my fucking blades and trying to chopstick it up and chuck it out the window.
That is such a Tamori Mori maneuver.
It is, and it might help save people.
Yeah.
But how skilled am I? What skill would that be?
You know, I'm not even gonna let you. I'm not even gonna make you roll, bro. I'll just, if that's what you want to do. The image of Tamori Mori, this giant dragon samurai, just putting one blade on the floor next to this piece of obsidian, and then using the other blade to kind of broom it onto the blade, onto the other blade, so she can just flick it outward. That is such a hysterical image to me that I'm just gonna let it happen.
Okay, that is exactly what I do to make sure that I don't touch the obsidian, but also getting it out of here.
Oh, I understand.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not even. It doesn't even take you that long. Like, it's just you think about it. You try to chopstick it for a moment, and then you have the idea to just bring the blade down to the floor and then broom it onto with the other blade, and then you just flick it out, and you do see it fly out of the room and land, and you can hear it thud onto what sounds like something wooden.
Okay.
And outside it has landed on what is a barrel of some kind.
Okay, I definitely check and make sure like where it landed, so once I get down there, I can figure it out. How many people are in this? How many people are in this place?
At any given time, like at least 2 dozen.
I wonder.
Who wrote the Book of Love?
Well, that.
Who put the
I
Bob in
wonder
the
if
Bob
Toshi
Shabab?
will be pissed if I like bypass everyone and leave the dead bodies there.
You won't know until
I
it
know.
happens.
I know. All right. Well, let me roll for stealth, and I'm gonna try to get to the outside of the window and try to get rid of the obsidian so nobody else fucks with it and try to bury that shit.
Okay. So you're gonna try to just.
I'm gonna try to sneak the fuck out of there.
Irish goodbye your way out.
Irish goodbye the dead bodies. I'll be like, ooh. I'll tell everybody later what happened. We'll be like, wow, that must have been a crazy coincidence. I don't really
there's an
care.
open window, so you don't even have to roll stealth. You can just climb out.
I will do that. I just don't want to land on the fucking thing. But yes, I'll do that. I don't have to roll anything?
Let's have you roll.
Don't roll athletics.
It's gonna be athletics.
And of course, it's going to be athletics.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Is the streak over?
Mm-hmm.
24.
I'm not gonna lie, Artis had a really bad streak last time. So maybe the streak has moved from Tamori to Artis, which is fine, because it seems like Artis is very easy to kill.
No, you're a werewolf. That's you're gonna learn that it's tough to kill a werewolf.
Perfect. Love that.
Yeah, you rolled high, and 24 is definitely the highest I think Mori has ever rolled for their athletics.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Uh, so used to barely seeing you hit double digits, and now you're like consistently hitting double digits. And this is what
Let's
it must
not
feel
jinx
like to be a father. Pete, is this what it is?
Very proud, bro.
Damn.
It's like I'm seeing them grow.
Daddy?
Yeah. I know though. I can say one thing: the fact that they learned not to just grab things.
You know,
Hey, I'll still touch a dead body though, so.
I know you will. I'm counting on it.
Okay.
So you climb
At
down.
least somebody will keep their honor in this group.
Yeah. You know, and hey, I saved her from losing honor by stealthing out of this building.
Yes.
So you hop over the railing of this second story balcony, pull yourself down, let go, and easily shimmy around so you don't land on the barrel with the piece of obsidian. And surprisingly enough, there's no sound except the thud of your feet hitting the soft kind of soil around the building.
There's no one around me.
There's no one around. There's no one on this side of the building. And to be fair, since the crime happened in the magisterial building, the kind of surrounding blocks have been cleared of peasants. Excuse me.
Okay. I'm gonna bury this thing and knock it off the barrel and put it in the ground and make sure nobody fucking finds it, hopefully.
Okay. So you're still using the sword chopstick maneuver?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
I'll use the handle. I'll use whatever side. It's just gonna.
Oh, yeah. No, they're for sure. You have, in one way, shape, or form, definitely cut yourself. Trying to not touch the obsidian.
Got it. That's totally fine. I will not use. Once it's on the ground.
Yeah.
I will not use my swords to like dig a hole. I'll use my hands, but I'm still gonna use the sword to like
I figured.
put it in.
Mm-hmm.
What are you? What? Don't hit me, Peter.
Oh.
I'm not there. I can't say anything.
Yep.
I know.
That's the best part about this. So
it's like watching a slow motion car crash.
Yeah. I love it.
I'm gonna gloat about this later. My my ingenuity.
Oh, I know. That's what makes it so much more delicious for me and him. For me more than him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you dig a hole. You kind of eyeball the situation. Give yourself a little bit of distance, like at least a body height away from the building, so you're not right against the building, just in case because you imagine the second you come up with this idea of burying the obsidian, in your mind, you can already hear him yelling at you for whatever he deems this to be a stupidity about. But you're like, nobody touches it, nobody gets tainted.
Do you see the train of thought? 2 + 2 is 4.
I know you. And so you bury the thing, very careful. You even use the barrel's lid to kind of, help you dig a hole and to help you pat down the earth once you cover it. You wipe it clean. You put the lid back on the barrel. You clap your hands because you are so proud of what you've done today.
Big sigh, big sigh. Everything's good.
What do you
Their head's
do?
gonna be so high. All right. Now it's time to. Well, I'm probably dirty. Don't be suspicious. Don't
Don't
be
be
suspicious.
suspicious. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back into the magistrate building and find a place to wash up before I look and see if anybody else is dead. Yeah, look at that. Do you see that, Peter? You like that?
You walk around to the front of the building, and all the guards that are there just bow low, respectfully to you. Uh, and any one of them can lead you to a washroom or a little wash
Perfect.
basin, where a
Perfect.
peasant will bring you your choice of cold or warm water.
Uh, Probably cold because I wouldn't want to inconvenience them.
Your choice. But they do
Yeah,
tell you it
that
will
one.
take some. It will take just a few more moments to warm up the water than to just get you.
No, it's Mori will be like, no, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. They just need to get the dirt off there, like everything.
Yeah, and really, it's just your hands, just your hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you wash up. They clean up after you once you're done. Um, what do you do now?
I want to investigate the rest of the building to see if anyone besides those two Edda also died.
Oh,
Just in case this was like a whole, I don't know if this was like a whole big explosion or.
yeah, you do see that the infirmary is full, and they even have some people lying down on the floor. Uh, but they all have complained about a sudden sharp headache and then either bleeding out their eyes or bleeding out from their ears.
So they made it. So they've survived.
Yeah, yeah.
How
And
many people are? How many?
there's easily a dozen.
Oof. Okay.
And even the guards that went out and have helped bring people in, they tell you that um, it's been kind of contained to and they show you a kind of circular area that extends from the first floor up to the third floor. So it looks like this was some kind of just orb of pain that lashed out, and unfortunately, the Edda were either too close, too weak, or a combination of the two.
And I ask if they were the only ones who died.
Yeah, yeah. They tell you that
Yeah.
they so far they're the only ones that they've reported to the magistrate as having died. The daimyo.
Interesting. So that was a big blast. All right. And where's Doji right now?
He went back to his crane encampment.
Okay. I'm going to go find him and
Yep.
tell him about this orb of exploding pain.
Okay. As you're making your way out of the magistrate building and heading towards the fairgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
you see there is no fanfare. There, you don't remember hearing anything about the city kind of celebrating this, but you notice that the the Phoenix flags are waving.
That was the last one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have arrived in such a way that the city didn't even see them arrive.
Hmm.
But they're all set up. It looks like there's a couple more tents than everybody else. But you
Okay.
will also see that one of the tents is this massive kind of yurt, uh, and it has one of the Imperial Mon on it.
Okay.
Feet.
I've seen them when I was walking out. I wouldn't have gone home. I would have gone to them to introduce myself
Okay.
because the doji has put me pretty much in charge of warning everybody. So I have to warn them.
Yeah. On your way out, since Tamori kind of stuck around to do what Tamori does, um,
Mm-hmm.
you got to see the Soshi kind of walk off towards the Scorpion encampment, and as you were sitting at the edge of this fairground, perimeter, you suddenly saw just almost like trees growing out of the earth. The four uh, large kind of posts come up out of the ground to form the perimeter of the Phoenix encampment. Um, and as you approached, you could see that each of the tents, almost from the outside coming into the center of this encampment, all of them just kind of grew up out of the ground, like they were being pushed up from underneath. And it's very, very clear that they used the kami to transport them uh, through the earth.
Wow.
And the last thing that you see that come up is this massive yurt that has the Imperial Mon on it. Uh, and you can see the group of Shugenja that hide their abilities together coming out, and just checking to make sure that everyone
Um,
is safely transported.
I will wait on the very border of their encampment with my hands behind my back, relaxed,
Hmm?
waiting to be invited in.
Okay. One of the Shugenja sees you, and kind of looks around to see that nobody else has seen you, so uh, she comes over. She's about your height, maybe an inch taller. She's got long black hair down to about just the middle of her back. It is three ponytails that have been braided together. So there's the top knot of a ponytail, the middle ponytail in the middle of her head, and then a low ponytail at the very base of her neck, and all three of them kind of cascade down into a braid that comes down to a small jade coin that binds all three down at one point, at a single point.
Oh
Uh,
wow, that's pretty.
and she has these very soft, almost green but more gray looking eyes. Uh,
Hmm.
and she bows low and she sees you.
Um, okay, out of character
Yeah,
because we haven't played in a while.
yeah.
I totally forgot the name of the head of this. The head of the city is
That is da, 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 the
the what? Because I'm speaking with his voice right now, so I
yeah,
need to know his name.
yeah. It's Miya Hirozaki.
Mia. Okay, so I will bow low,
Yep,
and I will introduce myself, and I will introduce myself and say I am here as the voice of Mia Hirosaki. I have grave news I need to share with your dude. I haven't played in a while.
yeah.
Your what would it be?
Uh,
Their
it could be their master Shugenja. It could be the
actually your master Shugenja, and what would the head of their family here be? What would their title be?
oh, depends. They're not military, so it wouldn't be anything like Gunso or anything like that. So you could just say the
Head of the
magisterial,
family,
yeah, the head of the family,
the
the
magisterial.
magisterial,
I
the
need to
appointed
speak with the.
magistrate.
There you go. I need to speak with your appointed magistrate and your most powerful Shugenja urgently.
Of course. And she goes over, she gathers what looks to be just these four students. Uh, well, three of them.
By the way,
Yeah.
as everybody turns their back on me at any time, I am looking specifically for a scar on the back of the neck.
Okay.
They came up out of the ground. I have no idea where these people came from.
Too true. That is too true. But yeah, she grabs uh, another female, and then together they go over to a male. The male calls back the three students that were walking away, and together they all come over to you. They bow low to you, The one that first came over, she introduces herself as Isawa Kikyo, and she introduces you to their what's the name? Their Yojimbo, Shiba Nomoremi, which is the other female, and then they. Hmm?
Go on.
Okay. And then she introduces you to the male of the three, the three older Phoenix. This is Asako Poritaro. He is the magisterial appointed.
Okay, because I haven't dealt much with the Phoenix.
Hmm.
I would like to roll etiquette to know who I should be addressing first.
Okay, that'll work. 24. Damn.
I'm a crane.
Yeah. Yeah, but you have supposed to be good at that. That's 7 dice.
I'm
Seven keep 3.
yeah.
Okay. 10 didn't explode. That's weird. So
I don't know.
yeah. You
Oh, because I used untrained.
Oh,
I didn't use trained.
that's why. Okay. Now reroll.
Wait,
See what happens.
that's better.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm used to. That's a number you should have. 36.
That's the numbers I should. Yes.
Yeah. Easily the magisterial appointed prefecture would be Asako Poritaro. So he would be the one that delegates the choices. But you do know that the Isawa are the what's it called, the Shugenja family. Like they're the ones that would be knowledgeable about anything having to do with spirits, the situation out here, as far as what you've encountered so far.
So okay, so I will properly introduce myself to the people in the correct order, and then ask if we could speak in private, away from other ears.
He motions, and the
No,
students.
but all of you. But I meant no. I mentioned all of them. The
Oh,
students, all of them. But other people in the camp, I don't want to hear this. I
oh,
want the Shukenja, the student. Yes, because we need the Shukenja to be involved in this.
okay, of course. Uh, Here we'll pick my tent. And as they go over, you see the Isawa and a couple of the students start to hum, and although she starts it, they immediately recognize the tune and they start to hum along with her. And you see them
Mm-hmm.
kind of mimicking her movements. They're mirroring her movements just a step behind. And you feel a gust of wind suck all of the air out of the room for a moment, and then it comes back.
Do I feel my kami being ripped away?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, being pushed out of the room.
oh, because so there's nothing to listen.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay, then I let a sigh of relief out, like, okay, we're alone.
Yeah.
I tell them everything.
Okay. They listen.
Everything. From like what happened the first time in the first village, and how it's tied to what's happening now, and how we were able to detect them the first time, but we're not sure if it works this time. And hell, if anybody would know about them, it would be them. I bring up the cursed. Wait a minute. Where is it right now? The cursed Wakasashi.
The Soshi still has it.
Shit. Okay, so I will bring up the cursed Wakasashi and how that might be a key, and maybe they would know something how to stop it from being cursed. I don't know because I'm not a Shukenja.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just lay it all out, and I don't any details away from them.
Okay. The three older, like the three teachers, kind of look at each other. Yasawa looks at you. Black scroll is a terrible omen, to be sure. You're sure that this is what the Soshi was told?
Yes. Well, that's what he told us, but I let it linger, the fact that he is a scorpion.
Yeah, they
I
understand.
just go, yes, that's what he said, but
We will have to watch our little brother. And the Asako nods. The Shiba kind of stands by the door, her hand on her sword. Um, she looks like she's ready for something to just go wrong. Um,
mm, as soon as she does that, my hand just moves a little bit to my blade, and I'm giving her a look of like, what's going on?
the Isawa looks at the students and she says, "Please warn the others to be mindful and to only go out in pairs. We must."
I would say in threes, because they could take the form of one. And I tell them how in the first city they were going in pairs, and somehow they still replaced one of them,
Hmm.
because that's how the first murder happened. They were working in pairs, and one killed the other right in front of the tea house.
Hmm.
So I would suggest in threes.
And she corrects it then. And she's like, "Yes, let them know then that they must only travel in groups of three or more, uh, no less. And we will continue to talk with this doji while you spread the word." And all three of the students kind of nod and quickly rush out. Um, the second that the door flaps are pushed open, you feel a gust of wind come in, and there's a very soothing uh, kind of brush against the bottom of your chin. You can tell that the spell has been broken. The
I have a small smile because I feel it coming back.
the Asawa now, her tone becomes a little bit sterner, and she says, "It has taken us some time to get here because we were dealing with something similar to what has been going on here. Though we were fortunate to have a kuni to give us guidance, as it were. Um, he had seen some of this before. Um, I think he might have been uh, in the same village at the same time. His name is Seizo. Are you familiar with him?"
Is he here?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, there's a visible look of like sadness almost.
Uh,
He has become a good friend.
oh, excellent. He aided us by giving us information about these creatures. And so we dealt with something on a border village as we were picking up the last of the students. He had some trouble since he didn't have traveling papers. That has since been corrected. Uh, but we last saw him heading further north into the mountains.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna turn in for the evening. If you need anything, send anyone to my tent. Um, remember to look for that specific scar on the back of the neck. Um, don't trust anybody. I look at them and I go, If we meet again and you're not sure it's me, ask me. Hmm. You felt it when it came in, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, then you would know it's me. Just look for that. If it's not with me, it's not me.
Very well.
And I bow low because I'm in their house. So I'll bow low and I leave.
And they bow as you leave. Once you get back to the encampment, you see that Mori is in the tent with your wife and your daughter, uh, and it looks like they're eating some leftovers. They Your wife is pushing more and more food at Tamori.
They see me walk in and walk straight toward the sake.
Okay.
Doji, could we drink outside the tent? Because it would be really fun to do.
It would be really
I
fun to do.
grab the cups that were gifted to me from the crab,
Mhm.
and I look at my wife and I'm like, I'll be back in a moment. Come on, what did you do now? And I walk out.
Okay.
Uh, hold on. What can I use to make this sound not as bad?
Not as bad as it could be.
You could
Would it
try
be?
sincerity.
I would like to try perform
I mean, perform is if
because
you're
it's
gonna
not.
try to put on a story.
I am.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
am.
Okay. So that's the angle you're gonna
I'm
take.
the. Yes, and my goal is it wasn't my fault.
Okay.
Am I
Uh,
gonna be rolling insight, or what is it? God, what is it? I forgot the name of the skill.
let's have Mori tell their story,
Yeah, I want to hear
and
this.
then
I, I'm
we'll see
I'm
if there's
all
any
I'm all
roles
ears.
involved.
I'm all ears. First of all, I give them a cup. I'm holding a cup. I
Mm,
pour theirs, and then I
mhm,
hand them the flask,
mhm.
and I shake my cup at them.
Tamori contemplates whether or not they should drink or wait to say the story and then drink.
I'm still
Which
holding an empty cup at you.
empty? I thought you said you filled it. Oh,
I
because I have to
filled
pour it for you.
yours. Yes, it's
Okay.
bad luck.
They grab the thing. They overfill his cup as they try to
Ah,
like figure out. Sorry.
Yes.
They're trying to figure out how to. I got a
okay.
22.
Hold on.
Mhm,
Before you start,
mhm, mhm, mhm.
I walk over to the side and I kneel down. And I think you might want to be sitting for this.
Oh my god. Okay.
You
Are
seem a
you
little
pregnant?
nervous. You
Oh,
seem a little
okay.
nervous. So I kneel
Okay.
down.
They sit down as well and they do one of those like fake out laughs like I am not nervous. I have news. Um I rolled a 22 for perform, so I think this should be fairly theatrical for you.
Mm,
Um
Let's see. Tell the story.
so you know how I was digging when you left?
yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wish you wouldn't have left because there was a very interesting turn of events after. I found something. I knew
As
there was
soon as
something and I
hold
found it.
as soon as they say, "I wish you haven't left," this happens.
Yes.
hmm hmm Oh, refill. Got it. So, refilled again.
Okay.
Go on.
Uh, And before they do the next thing, they also throw theirs back. Okay.
Oh.
Well, we were collecting arrowheads, and by we I mean the Edda. I didn't touch an arrowhead.
And as they're saying this, I'm filling up their cup.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Doji, follow.
So
follow
you did
me.
the right thing, and you didn't touch them. Excellent.
Right.
You've learned.
I would like to state, for the record, that my hands touched nothing this entire story. The story I'm about to tell you from beginning to end, and I'm stalling, from beginning to end, my hands are clean.
Perfect.
Figuratively.
I am very.
So, the arrowheads became a blob, and I don't mean that they all meshed together into one big arrowhead. No, I meant that they became a slug demon thing together. And the Edda, we're very scared, and I can imagine it was a slug. And then it started making its way across the room, and I could only assume that slug is bad. So what I did was I stepped on it. With my shoes, with my not my bare foot. Well, maybe it was my bare foot, but I had a sleeve on it. And then the strangest thing happened. Another swig. The strangest thing happened. The slug exploded and died.
I continue on, and I start looking at her feet. Continue.
Yeah, but hold on, wait. The slug died. And then the Edda died, but they died really violently as well.
What?
And I found
No. Stop. Rewind. What? Back up a little bit. What happened?
In order to move backwards, I have to move forward in this story.
You said the Edda died.
Both of them. The moment that I stepped
Did anybody else die? Are you okay?
I'm You know what? I didn't check if I was okay. Thank you for asking. Wait, let me do this. I saw underneath, I lifted my foot, and underneath there was an obsidian. And my brain said, don't pick up the obsidian. So I didn't touch it with my hands, but was able to fling it out the window onto the floor out there. And then I followed it and made sure it was buried. And then I went inside, and apparently everyone in the magistrate building got injuries from me
except you.
on this slug. Yeah, except me. And then I came straight to you.
Okay, well, first, let me see your foot.
Why? Why does that have? What does
because
that
you
have
may
to
have
do with
stepped on it without a shoe, and you may be infected.
Okay. He lifts his foot. You know what? I don't know if I have not put thought to whether or not Mori is flexible. I mean, it doesn't matter because you're tiny and I'm large, so my foot will reach your face very easily.
No, we're kneeling, so it's just you put your foot out and looking at it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Foot up.
The bottom of their shoe is just disgusting.
It's my shoe.
One shoe
I use
is perfectly fine, but the other one does have remnants of what looks to be this black thing that's mixed with the earth and just kind of starting to crystallize.
I pull my Tonto, and I cut the straps off her shoe, and I'm holding it by the straps, and I throw it into the nearest fire.
There is a small shriek, and the shoe starts to burn.
And I when I do that, I just stop and I look back at them.
And even though it is bad luck, I pour my own shot of sake.
No, I stop you. I grab it, and I pour it.
Oh my goodness. And then they take it back. And this is what, 3 sakes in a row in...
I've had 2, you've had 3.
Yeah. Tamari's a lightweight as well, so that's great.
One moment. I get up, I go inside, I grab a pair of shoes of my wife's, and I say, darling, I need these. Mori needs these.
Doji, do you really think that my 6'2" ass is going to fit your wife's delicate foot?
My wife's a
flattered.
dragon. She's probably taller than
If you say so.
Then him, yes, but not them.
you're a giant. But you know what? I'm not gonna have you walk barefoot. That's dishonorable.
Oh my god.
So I
I
bring
just
you
go back to the
shoes.
tent and no.
I
The
bring
shoe
you
fits.
sandals. I don't even bring you shoes. I just bring you sandals.
The sandal
So
fits
here,
half my
they
foot.
might not
Thank
fit
you.
you that well, but they'll take you at least to your tent where you can find another pair.
Like 80% of your foot is
Yeah. Out.
sandals.
So you buried it, and you say
I
when you
buried it.
killed it, it released some type of a attack that hurt everybody but didn't hurt you.
Yep.
You
But no.
see,
But hold on. Wait. And they cover. I mean, with their big ass hand, they cover like basically all of his face.
I step back with a face. Look, I'm like, what are you doing?
So, I didn't tell anybody except for you about the slug.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I haven't. Everyone got hurt, and I didn't say anything to anyone about the slug. It was
Which is a little dishonorable.
Okay, but wearing shoes is just as dishonorable, or not wearing shoes.
No injury to those who you were sworn to protect.
It wasn't on purpose.
I know it wasn't, but you should at least inform people in there what happened. What if there was some remnants like the thing I just threw into the fire?
I didn't think to check that.
We
Okay,
should go back there.
I'm gonna go back there and sneak into the building and see.
We are not sneaking into anything.
Yes, we are.
No.
We
are not scorpions.
I know we're not scorpions.
You're a dragon.
Yes, but I don't want everyone to know
Own
that
your presence.
I heard them because of a fucking slug.
It's not your fault. The slug hurt them. You did the right thing by killing it, by destroying it. It's not your fault that it let out a psionic or a mental scream of some kind that hurt those with weaker minds.
So that means I'm strong, right?
I've always said you're strong. You just never believed in yourself. And I hold down a hand to help them get up. Come on, let's go.
You gonna stop at the dragon encampment to pick up shoes?
Of course, they need proper shoes.
You see that Aguro is standing outside your tent. He's got 2 apples, 1 in each hand.
Perfect. Aguro, yeah, come with us. I'll walk ahead. You guys go walk behind. You know what? You guys walk ahead. No. You guys walk behind me. But we're going. Yeah, come on.
Can I have an apple?
Yeah, I just came.
I will walk.
I will
walk at least 60 feet ahead of them so they can talk in private. I'm giving them space.
Yeah, he's like he looks down at Doji for a moment and then looks up at Mori. He's just like, I don't know. Why is he excited? I just brought him.
Hold on. He would notice strapped onto my sash, my saya, it is the sake bottle. I didn't put it back. It's with me.
He leans in. He's like, "You been drinking?"
We all been. Well, yeah. I have to get new shoes.
We celebrating?
No, we're not celebrating. I almost killed the village with a slug.
Big slug?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get my shoes, and can I have an apple, please?
Yeah. Here,
Thanks.
I'm gonna go back.
No. You should come with us.
I don't know, man. I just want to get my shoes. I don't want to.
You two, you two talk as we walk, but you're coming with us. I need you with us.
I go to whisper in Aguro's ears. I don't want to go. If you can find a way to, listen, and like they're obviously slurring a little bit.
Mhm.
You could find a way for me to stay here with you, instead of go. We're gonna. I don't know. I don't know what I owe you, but I owe you.
Yeah.
Doji, I might get my shoes.
He kind of turns to look at Doji. He's just like, yeah, I think if you're bringing your bottle, I should go get my bottle.
Hold on. I stop and I do the eyebrow thing. He knows what that means.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
And he tosses
Make sure she's okay.
the apple at you.
I catch it. I go, make sure she's okay. She's had an eventful night. By the way. And I look back and I go, I'm proud of her. And I keep walking.
So I got these shoes for nothing.
Yeah, you see that he's gone, and he just kind of Aguro kneels down by the door. He's like, "Why is he proud of you?"
And by the way, as I'm walking, I'm using my tanto to slice the apple and just eating it.
I'm gonna take my shoes off and keep them off. I don't want shoes. I don't know.
Yeah, he shows you his bare feet. He's like, I don't use shoes.
I don't. You know, I use shoes because like they're comfortable, whatever. But also,
You gotta feel the grass.
I got
your toes.
yeah, same, ditto. So he's gonna go, kind of like gloss over and make me look a little bit better than what I do right now because I think I killed some people.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah, not on purpose. But then I may have injured more than 10 others.
By choice?
No, not by choice. I stepped on a slug that created a supersonic blast. I'm really not, the more I drink, the more I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't follow.
Yeah, I don't follow either. I don't know. Can I have more sake? Did you get your bottle? Or
No, I think you've had enough sake.
okay.
I think you might need to rest.
I love that plan. Let's do that. They haven't even taken a bite of their apple, but they keep like holding it to their face.
That's so cute. I can picture it. So cute.
And he's just like, all right, I'll check in on you in the morning then.
Toodaloo.
He
completely passed out.
Yeah, goes back to the crab encampment.
Wow, such a lightweight. 3 glasses of sake and unconscious.
In like a 20-minute span.
We have to do something about this.
They're like this big, but they're like their tolerance is
grande por gusto.
Yeah.
So I'm heading back. I'm heading to the building.
Yeah, the magistrate building.
To see if I could find anything.
You get there, and the guards bow low to you as you walk in. One of them comes over.
I heard there was an incident.
Yes, something happened earlier this evening. It was a silent attack of sorts. A lot of the people that were hurt claim that they had a sharp headache, and then they either came to the infirmary bleeding from their eyes or their ears. But we did suffer two casualties, Samurai.
Can I do a spellcraft check?
Oh.
To see if I know anything that this could be.
You have spellcraft? You don't.
Yes, I do. 2 ranks in it.
Ooh, you fancy. Yeah, roll train this time. So.
Or would it be train? Let's go. 27.
Hot damn.
I listened to my mother's lessons, bro.
Yeah. Um, there is there has been talk of using maho uh, to lash out at people, but it's usually targeted. It's like one person will experience something. For something on
Interesting.
this scale, it would require uh, either a lot of sacrificed blood or to be pulling from the Shadowlands itself.
Shit. Okay, I go upstairs to the room.
Yep.
I ask when I go inside, whatever guard is not currently guarding with me.
You go inside and you see the Edda have been removed already, but you do see the new little cones of blood from where they had been standing. Um, you can see that the door to the outside balcony is still open, uh, but yeah, there's some kind of black trail that has stained the wood and the basket where it emerged from, and it looks like it was making its way out into the night sky. But there is a small, not crater, but a little warping of the wood where Tamori just slammed their big foot down.
I actually there's a moment of impression, like being impressed how strong they are. It's like impressive. Um, I look at the guard and I go, make sure that the most powerful Shugenja you have in this house takes their time cleansing this room.
Of course.
And I look around, and any cloth that I see that has any black, even a little bit of black mark, I'm like, burn that, burn that, burn that, burn that, and burn that. Do not touch it with your hands. Use a spear to move it, but burn it.
Yeah, he says we have already uh, gotten the Edda to come up and remove
Make
some of the
sure
wood.
they don't touch it.
Oh,
I know
the
that they're expendable, but I do not want one being corrupted and turned against us.
and you hear, "Hey, I've been working with this the whole time. I know what I'm doing."
I just stare at them with a deadpan look.
And you see the little couple of elderly Edda that you have worked with before come in.
Unfortunately, you weren't here earlier.
Nah, nah. The magistrates have their own Edda.
Just be careful with it.
Yeah, yeah, you got it.
If you see anything out of the ordinary, have them send a messenger to my tent. And I look at the guard and I go, if they see anything out of the ordinary, you listen to them and you send someone to my tent.
Of course. Uh, Although,
No, because I know that that sometimes they'll disregard anything an Edda says.
yeah, yeah.
So
And
I'm
you see
putting
that
that
he
there to
does.
make
Yeah,
sure.
he has that look in his face, like, okay, but they are what they
I,
are.
I know it's out of the order. I know it's beyond the pale, but these two have dealt with this more than you have.
As you
And there's
wish.
something to be said about experience.
And you see the Edda kind of nod and just kind of bring his hand up to his chin. He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot to be said for
Just be
experience.
just be careful with this stuff.
Yeah.
May the kami look over you.
And
And I walk out.
you see him just start to get one of those
By
corpse
the way,
strip thrills.
that's the highest level of kindness I've ever shown this guy.
That's why he's just like, hey, I'm in good now, baby.
um, I go downstairs to the infirmary, check up on people,
Yeah.
see if there's anything the crane could do to help. I'll send
There's
somebody
only
over if I have
one
to.
uh kind of magisterial aide that's still there. He was brought in with the same thing, the sharp pain, the bleeding out of the eyes. But
Mm-hmm.
it looks like he is good enough to have left already. Uh, but he's just kind of sitting there being pampered.
I will come up behind him
Sure.
and see if I can get a good look at his neck before I step out in front of him.
There's no wound.
Okay. How are you?
He looks up at you. He's like, "Oh, samurai. I am well. I am doing much better. Thank you. I'm almost ready to go back to my own quarters. In fact, how are
You know,
you? Are you here?
I, I would like a few moments with you, if you would not mind to walk and talk.
Oh, it would be an honor, samurai. I am but a low aide to the magistrates here."
Well, I want to hear your story about exactly what you felt. Come, and I start walking. In other words, I'm getting him the fuck out of here so they
Yeah,
can take a look at the other people.
yeah. And there's a quiet, just kind of look of thank you from the nurse that
You know
was
what?
dealing with him.
I'll let him walk in front of me to walk out, and I'll look back at the nurse and I'll just give a small nod and then follow him out.
And he's like, "Oh, samurai, I was there on the second
So
floor."
how did it feel exactly?
Oh,
Describe it to me.
it was as if 100 children screamed at the same time in my head and then were suddenly quiet. It was,
So it was like an audible scream specifically.
yeah, yeah, yes, yes, samurai. It was, and you see that he's catching himself, that he has this kind of very, ¿cómo se dice? Like a very friendly, even though he doesn't know you vibe. A kind of
Mm-hmm.
confianza.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let him get himself into a little trap with that.
Uh, and sure enough, he just like you see him catching himself. He's like, yeah, this and that, and then he's like, no, yes, samurai, yes, of course. Um, and he's like, there was the sound, this sharp pain, and then I just felt like my vision went red, and it just it was painful for just a very brief moment. Luckily, the nurse was able to take care of most of us. I heard that there was some death.
It seems that weaker minds were not, and I'm doing this as a compliment to him. Weaker minds were not able to resist.
Yeah, you see him kind of stand up straight. Oh, of course, it makes sense.
I would suggest that you go to your quarters and meditate. Clear your mind of the screams that are probably echoing in your mind, and remember that you serve those below you as well as those above you.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah, of
And
course, samurai.
as I say that to him, I look past him to the infirmary, and then I lock eyes with him.
And he immediately darts his eyes away, so he's not looking into yours. Yes, of
And I
course.
go, have a good night.
You as well, samurai. Be safe.
And I bow, I do a little, and I wait for him.
He matches you.
Matches me.
Yeah.
My eyebrow goes up a little bit.
And as your eyebrow goes up, as you come up back into a standing position above him on the balcony of the second floor, you just see the Edda looking down at him and you talking. He's just like,
I look up at the Edda. I look back at him, and I go, have a good night.
and again, he bows. You as well, samurai.
I look up at the Edda. Is the Edda giving me a look like I need to talk to you?
No, no, he's just kind of.
Okay.
He was looking down at the scene. And he
I look at the guy walk away, and I look up at the Edda, and I kind of give a nod of agreement, like, yeah.
turns around and walks back into the room. And
And I turn around
you
and
can
walk
hear
out.
the sound of something being sawed.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm heading back because I need sleep, and it's late.
yeah. And you get back. Your daughter's already asleep. Your wife is kind of by the fire, keeping some bit of the dinner still kind of warm.
I put
Uh,
the sake back where it goes, the cups back where they go,
yeah,
and I just plop down next to her so I can lean my head on her legs.
yeah. She shakes the bottle of sake. I would have thought you would have finished this.
It's not that kind of a night yet.
So there is some control left in you.
That much. I tell her about the Phoenix arriving. I tell her everything that happened with Mori, and how I'm proud of her that she didn't use her hands, that she stepped on it.
Yeah.
But the thing let out a scream, and I tell what I know about how it could have been Moho, and
Maho.
everything, Maho,
Yep.
and everything. I describe it. I'm like, I just blew it to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She knows as much about this than I do. Maybe she could give me some insight.
Yeah.
Um, and actually, dude, by the time I'm done, I literally fall asleep leaning on her legs.
Okay. Oh, I rolled terrible for her. So you're not gonna get anything new
It's
out
a
of
long
her.
night. Her head's still cloudy.
Yeah.
She's tired.
Yeah. But you wake up the next day. Would Tamori have rushed over to have breakfast with the doji, or would you have breakfast with the dragons?
Oh, I don't think Tamori's waking up.
I'm probably gonna have to go fetch them.
Yeah, I would say that if, typically Tamori would go and have breakfast with Doji's family.
Yeah.
But right now, Doji, Tamori's gonna be Nai for a very long time.
I mean,
I mean,
So after a little while, then I notice that they have not shown up for breakfast.
Yep.
I will. I excuse myself from my wife. I look at my daughter, and I go, "We need to speak later. There's something I've been working on that I want to share with you."
Is everything all right, Father?
Oh yeah. It's something. I lean in close, and I've been working on a style.
Oh. Have you shown it to
And
grandfather?
I haven't shown it to anyone yet.
Such an
And
honor.
if something happens, I want to make sure that at least someone is around to carry on the idea at least. I haven't figured out the details yet, but I know that you are sharp enough to see where I'm going with it.
It would be an honor, of course.
I bow to her, and I give her a little kiss on the forehead,
She puts
and I
her
go,
forehead down on the floor.
Practice a little bit, not too much. The Phoenix have arrived. The competition is going to start soon.
Yeah.
Do not exert yourself. And remember, keep that trick to yourself.
Of course. And as you emerge, you see that there's a bunch of the clans that have gathered around what looks to be a board, an announcement board that has been put up over the course of the evening.
I start to walk over.
And it has the Topaz Championship events labeled out.
Who's my daughter facing first?
There is no standings yet. There's just the proclamation that you have 3 days to prepare now that all the clans are here, and that the events have been laid out in morning events and evening events. Day 1, the morning event is archery. The evening event is poetry. Day 2 is a day of rest. Day 3, the morning event, is a athletic obstacle course.
Maury's gonna kill it. I know I'm not doing it.
The evening event is painting. Day 4 is a day of rest. Day 5's morning event is a horse race. The evening event is origami.
Interesting.
Day 6 is a day of rest. Day 7's morning event is a mock mass combat to test their tactics.
Okay.
The evening event is a test of history. Day 8 is a day of rests. Day 9 is the entire day set aside for iaijutsu duels.
When I'm looking at the events, does anything look out of the ordinary?
Nothing, actually. The horse racing is
Perfect.
the only thing that really looks out of the ordinary.
That's new.
Yeah. You didn't think that this land was strong in breeding stock, and you haven't seen
Yeah, but
many stables either. So
interesting.
yeah.
Interesting choice.
Day 10 is a day of rest, and then day 11 is the celebration and the tabulation of points, along with the coronation of this year's Topaz champion.
Heck yeah.
So I will, when I look at it, I turn around and I start heading straight to Mori. Oh, by the way, I grabbed a kettle of hot tea.
Okay.
And I'm heading straight to Mori's tent.
Okay.
Because I know they have a hangover.
Probably.
Can I roll to see if I have a hangover?
No, you have a hangover.
You can choose. I'll let you choose.
You're lightweight. You have a hangover.
But Maury's also really young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never get a hangover when you're young.
That's a lie.
No, that's true. That's true. I never got a hangover until I literally
Bro, I
turned
still remember
30.
the first time I really drank at the age of 18. The hangover I had the next day was epic.
Did you have frequent hangovers?
No.
Yeah. Because you were young. I would say that Tamori's disoriented, but definitely not debilitated.
Okay.
Fine. Well, you wake up to tea, the smell of tea.
The smell of tea, or are you going tea?
No, the smell. The smell. I put it on the fire inside her tent, like a little fire.
Yeah.
So it gets really hot and it whistles a little bit.
Nice.
And then I pour it and I hold it out as they start to wake up.
And they wake up very violently because they hear a whistle in their own tent.
Yeah.
And then they didn't make no fucking tea for themselves.
Good morning.
So immediately sitting up, assessing the situation. When I hear Joji's voice, whatever thing that I was leaning on to sleep with, like a pillow or whatever, chucked right at him.
Okay.
You
want to try to catch it?
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right. That's going to be an athletics check.
Oh, shit. I just closed out roll 20. Hold on.
No, for him to catch it. Not terrible. 5 keep 3? 5 keep 2?
Yeah, I have a good roll for it.
Yeah.
My window went nuts on
training.
Why are you doing this to me, computer?
You want me to roll?
No, I got it. I had to open the window again. It minimized for some odd reason.
Oh.
Athletics, trained. Boom.
Boom, 15. That's a Tamori number.
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
I'm very disappointed in myself.
Yeah, but you do catch it. You do, as long as you got more than 2 digits, you catch the pillow.
I catch it.
Yeah.
I put it down, and I put the tea on top of the pillow. And I go, good morning.
How long have you been here?
About 5 minutes. Enough time to start that, and I point to the tea.
Okay. How did it go yesterday? They immediately grabbed the tea, and down it
Well-
while burning themselves.
Why do you do?
But no,
Why do you
I don't.
dragons?
My
Why do you
face-
dragons do that to yourselves?
My face shows nothing. I show no cards. I just like.
You know it hurts.
Can't have.
You know it
Can't
hurts.
have more tea.
But
My,
do not
yes, of course you can have
dare
more tea,
show
and I
it.
pour more tea. So I tell them that the Eddas were there. They cleaned up. I got to talk to one magistrate who was taking advantage of the situation, but I ushered him out of the infirmary. But he described to me the scream that affected him. I truly think that maybe it was weaker minds that just couldn't resist it. Stronger minds were just hurt by it. There's not much we could get from there, but you did a good job by destroying it. Now, I did not dig up or even look for what you left in the dirt. We should
Leave
calmly.
it in the dirt.
You dug it underground.
Yeah, that wasn't me leaving it in the dirt.
We should walk by casually and make sure it's still there.
I can be very casual.
Very casual.
Yes, of course you can.
You see a bare foot push itself into the flaps and just kind of flex its fingers, its toes.
I laugh.
I have rice porridge for you if you're awake.
Good morning, brother. Come on in.
And you see that now the tent is cramped with the three of you.
And I look at him and I go, tea?
Oh, yes,
Just to
please. And
I
the
pour him some
reaction.
tea.
yeah, he
Mori
passes the bowl
immediately-
of rice porridge with the egg over to Mori, and his other hand
Thank
grabs
you.
the tea.
Mori takes the thing, puts the tea down, points at Doji and says, "They watched me sleep all night." Just to see how
No, I-
Aguro will react.
Yeah, he narrows his
No, I
eyes.
did not.
You have a wife.
You could ask her. I slept over there. And I had breakfast for my family, and I came here to check up on them because they slept longer than they normally do.
I give Aguro a side eye like, I don't believe this.
Honestly, after last night, you deserve it.
Being watched while they sleep?
No,
Oh.
deserve sleeping in a little bit.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So, the situation we have is the tournament starts in 3 days, and we still have this freaking infection. But we have these ruins that we can head over to, and maybe kill because remember when we killed the queen or the king or whatever it is the last time, all the other ones like shrieked and died.
Yes.
So maybe we could do it again.
Wouldn't that be
Simple.
That wasn't what I did with the slug?
No, you killed a slug. That is not
Yeah.
their leader.
Well, it sure made a really big effect.
We don't know
Yeah.
that the slug's not their leader.
Yeah, we don't know that
No.
the slug's not their leader, Doji.
Are you kidding me? Okay, so I suggest that all three of us get whatever armor we have because we're going to need it.
Oh,
Um,
it's gonna be a while.
I'm going to see if the crab wants to come with us. She probably will.
Kuni was told about the slug.
Good.
But nobody was told that I was behind the slug.
Like
Oh no,
following
there are
it?
going to be legends. There'll be legends told of how you destroyed the slug.
Doji, don't say that!
I will craft a story of epic proportions.
And Aguro just looks at you like, how big was this slug?
It was bigger than their foot.
Obviously, Mori exaggerates. Like the fish,
Mm-hmm.
this big. The slug was huge.
And I have no reason not to believe you because it would be dishonorable for you to lie.
Especially
Nor
to a
were you
friend.
there.
Especially to friends.
Good thing this secret goes with me to my grave.
Yeah. But Aguro,
Okay,
Aguro
so
just kind
I'm
of
gonna
like
get
looks
going
impressed.
back to my tent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get going back to my tent for a little bit.
Mhm.
Both of you get ready. We'll meet at the Where's the nearest temple?
The one on the north end of the village where the funerals are
How
happening.
far? Which direction are the ruins?
The ruins are to the west across the river.
Okay, so is there a shrine between here and the ruins?
Not really. There's a makeshift shrine that the fishermen have created, but it's just for the water kami more than anything.
We'll meet there.
At the water.
It's a
water shrine?
good. It's a good landmark.
Are you bringing the other person? I forgot who you said that was.
Kuni?
I'm gonna go get the kami.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get the kuni now.
Got it.
Okay.
I will find my armor.
And actually, I have an idea. So I'm gonna get the kuni. I'm gonna see what else I can pull off.
Do you need
So I
me
get up.
to do anything?
No, but we're not
Perfect.
leaving yet. We're gonna. You have till noon.
Oh, that's,
Till noon?
That's a lot of time.
Till noon. Yeah.
That's so
I
much
have.
time.
There's something I need to take care of.
Okay.
So I will quickly
Should I get my
head
tetsubo?
back to my. Yes.
Oh, good.
And your heavy armor.
Yeah, that's the only armor I have.
Oh, I know, but you have that ceremonial stuff you wear once in a blue moon.
I didn't bring that. That's not necessary.
You didn't bring that to the emerald. To this?
It's not necessary.
You forgot about what this was.
No, I have my other armor.
Yeah, Doji, I just wear my regular armor to this thing too, right?
Armor's armor.
Yeah.
For a second, you guys see like my eyebrow twitch, and I'm like, yes, armor is armor.
Yeah.
I bow low, and I leave.
He does too. And you
I eat my
and
breakfast.
yeah, you see that he sits there for a moment. Now that you're left alone with him, and he kind of
Sorry.
isn't it? He looks around.
Thanks.
I guess I'll go too then. And he gets up.
Do you need help?
No, I have servants for that. What? No. You should put on your armor too.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Doji gave me some armor. I wasn't gonna wear it while we walk.
Why?
Should I?
Yeah. That he's not safe anymore.
You're probably correct. I will probably work on finding all the food for our travels because that's my main concern at the moment.
Oh,
I'm
that's
all
smart.
of a sudden so hungry.
That's smart. That's smart. I'm gonna get some jerky when I put my armor on. And he walks out.
Okay. Jerky? That sounds good. Where's the jerky at? And now like the bowl of porridge doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah. Where's Doji going? What is it that you want to try to pull off?
I realized how dangerous this is
Yeah.
when I was talking to my friends. I'm gonna go talk to my daughter now.
Hmm.
In the entire town, in the city, when everywhere walked, what's the most secluded place I saw?
Probably the gardens between the city and the tea house, the Scorpion tea house.
Perfect.
Otherwise, you'd have to go across the river or down.
No.
to the southern bridge.
That's a good place. That's a good place. I just want to make sure that we are alone and nobody's around when I talk to her about this.
Yeah, no, the gardens will be safe. Everybody else is just kind of gathered talking about who the strongest of their participants is going to excel at each of the events and things like that. So
so as we are walking to the garden, I ask her if she's been practicing on her painting or her megami. I know her poetry is top tier. I
Yeah.
don't even ask questions.
Yeah.
And so when we get to the garden,
Mhm.
I will go walk around the outside of the garden and make sure there's nobody around.
Yep. The only thing
And
that
then
you
I'll take her.
notice is that
Yeah.
from the third floor balcony, the scorpion tea house master can look into the garden.
Shit.
Uh, and he's posted there, like he sees you walking around, he kind of nods. He lifts up his teacup at you.
Fine. He's not going to be able to hear me from all the way up there.
Yeah.
So I talk to her and I go, so you're familiar with the way that your family draws two blades?
Of course. Mother has been uh, defensive of her Niten style.
Of course. It has its place, especially on the battlefield, because it gives you an extra defense in your offhand.
Sure. But we know
But
the truth.
we do. But there is wisdom in a defense, especially when facing more than one opponent. So I have been thinking, on your hip, what do you have right now?
He looks down. She has her her mock weapons, the Boken katana and the Boken wakizashi.
The katana, and you know that some of our family prefer to, and I draw out my katana with the oh my god, what's the scabbard called?
Oh, the Suba.
Yeah, I pull out with the tsubo. Some members of our family like to draw it out of the belt and hold it like this.
Hmm.
So once the blade is drawn, what do I have in my offhand?
Nothing.
And I just let the light go off in her head.
Piece of wood, lacquered wood.
Yes. Uh-huh. And when I draw, where's that lacquered wood?
Your belt.
And what could it be used for?
You see her kind of looking at you for a moment. She's like, "We normally tie off the Suba to the belt, Father. We Are you suggesting we don't for dueling?"
I look up to the scorpion. Is he still there?
Yeah, you can barely see him through the cracks in the foliage in the canopy.
I
But
step so there's trees between me and him,
yeah,
and I go, this is my concept. If I draw the blade, and I don't have the tsuba tied to my belt,
yes.
and I just hold it up like this, and I go, it's a defense, almost like a shield.
One could say the same thing about a wakizashi. No?
Exactly. But the problem with the wakizashi is, when it takes a hit, what happens to the edge?
Oh, it would get nicked.
It gets ruined, and it could break in combat. But one of these, reinforced with a little bit of metal, I haven't figured out the mechanics of the draw yet, but the potential's there. If I don't come back, just consider it.
Okay.
I know that your experience and your ability to use either hand, you'll see where I'm going with it.
Of course.
And no, I haven't told grandfather yet. When I figure out the mechanics, I'll show him.
I don't think he would like it.
Probably not. He's never really approved of everything I've done. And I have a smirk.
Mother has told me.
Sometimes the relationships between parents and children aren't as solid as we would like. Which is why I've always tried to be here for you and your sister.
And say with some authority, Father, that ours is solid. She throws herself into a hug with you.
I accept it. And I look at them and I go, the only thing I'm worried about is the horse race.
And she pulls herself away and she kind of straightens up. Yeah, I haven't seen any horses.
Yeah, I know. Very odd. And I had an idea. It's a disturbing idea. But it's one hell of a way to get all those young samurai away from other eyes.
Mindful
I hope
Father.
I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
And she starts to walk back towards the the village
I walk
proper.
with her. I'm not letting her walk alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was gonna just
So
stop.
we walk. Yeah. So as we walk low, I tell her the basic mechanic that I was trying to work out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not there yet, but I think I have it.
Sure. And
So, when we walk over, I talk to her about little things like,
yeah,
making sure that she's training. Do not train too hard because then everything will be off. Your mind will be alone. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everything.
yeah. No, she's been practicing with different types of painting since she doesn't know what it doesn't say what they're actually going to be painting or what they're the medium or the actual uh instruments are going to be. She's been practicing different origamis, and she's had the luxury of having a historian for a mother, so she's just kind of been rattling off different.
Oh yeah, if you do not do well in that test, mother will be so. I just leave it there.
But you go get your armor, you get the kuni, and all four of you meet up
and
at the
and
little
then I
shrine.
head to the Phoenix,
Okay.
and I respectively ask if they could spare a Shukenja,
The
and I
is
tell them where we're going.
Yeah, the Isawa that met you, he's like, I can pull myself away if you require my assistance, Doji-san.
I fear we will. Our group isn't really prepared to deal with much magic at once, and the Phoenix are some of the greatest Shukenja in Rokugan. I can think of no other that I'd rather have on my side.
You flatter us, Doji-san, and she bows low.
And I bow low back. I match her bow.
Yeah. And yeah,
And I
then
head over to the landmark.
there are five of you now that
Oh,
meet up then at the little Kami shrine.
oh, by the way, hold on.
Hmm.
If the Kuni has no armor,
She doesn't.
I'm getting the Kuni armor. That's unacceptable. Like I said with the other crap.
Yeah.
I mean the other guy. The fact that you are doing this for the Empire and you're not given all the equipment you need,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Here's an armor.
She piecemeals some armor from different people that have different pieces of the crane armor that have been brought along for
Repairs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she piecemeals her a set of a little bit of armor. She bows low to
Better
you.
than nothing.
I will make sure
And
that my daimyo repays you for this, Doji-san.
There is no need. What you do for the Empire is payment enough.
and she denies you 3 times.
And I play along with it,
Yeah.
and at the end, and I mention that if you are ever in my lands and I am not there, you speak to my father, and we will house you and we will feed you.
You are very kind.
And I bow low to them.
Right? When you
Okay,
when you get
let's
there,
go.
a girl has asked one of the fishermen to ferry you across the river. And as you go out, you can see that sky has overcast since the morning. There's a bit of light rain that has started, kind of come down, and there's a little bit of rolling thunder in the distance that proclaims the coming of a storm. But this is where we're going to leave off for tonight.
Perfect.
I want to thank both of you for being part of this again, as always. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As always, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. If you're watching live, mental health is a serious subject on the channel, so there are phone numbers going up in case you need help, because it is okay to not be okay. So if you feel like you need to reach out and ask for help, resources are available for you. If you're not in the United States, there is a link going up in the Twitch chat. It will be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. So you can find the resources that are nearest for you in the area that you live in outside of the US. This Friday, there will be no game as we're still kind of coming back into the rhythm of things down here after the big move. Monday, you can catch us here with our Anarch chapter of Vampire the Masquerade. Next Tuesday, you can catch our little dragon in our werewolf game that we do on Tuesdays, alternating with the L5R game. But please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. If you haven't gotten vaccinated, please get yourself vaccinated. Apparently, monkeypox is a thing. It's two words that I never thought would go together in my vernacular. So, please be safe out there. And if anything, just know that you always have us on Monday, Tuesday, or Fridays. So, we'll be here to at least take your mind off of things. But as always, have a good night, and we'll see you when we see you.